Christ has risen. Christos voskresie. Reverend fathers, brothers and sisters, this is a great honor for me to be invited at this conference and to give a presentation here. And before I switch to my native language, I would like to mention that today is a very special day for my motherland, as well as for the whole world, I believe. Today we celebrate the 70th anniversary of the victory over Nazism and fascism, and commemorate and pray for millions of those who lost their lives fighting with evil. So I want to congratulate you with this great day. С Днем Победы! В своем выступлении
In this presentation, I would like to show how we can attract young people that are skeptic or indifferent towards the church. It is difficult to attract young people today. They have a traffic shield, they have a social sword, and they will defend themselves, and mass culture will help them to that. We understand that in the information map of young people, the church stands outside. The basic events happen online, whereas the church is offline, and young people rarely have any contact to the church. Their family members, some of their family members may die, and only now and then they receive an invitation to a baptism of a family member, etc. So they are prepared to go to this kind of meeting, but they go there as viewers. It's not that the church will change their lives. So what I want to say is, how can we make a surprise, break up the stereotype of communication, and thus young people may be distracted for a moment, and we can then give them a basic information, a basic piece of information, and attract their attention. So attracting young people's attention is the main topic I want to speak about. Young people tried to grow up as quickly as possible in the earlier days. Today, this is no longer the case. This is the opposite. Adults, young people wanted to wanted to behave like adults. The young wanted to behave like adults in the past, but this is no longer the case. The tastes of young people define mass culture. For example, Hollywood films address young people mainly. Inequality also becomes bigger because young people are more attracted by virtual reality. Young people are half the population on the earth, and they are the target group of the big industries of the world, which is the methodology we must use. First of all, we must give them the chance to express their view. We mustn't impose the topic. They must do that, and then we must comment. And in the usual format, depending on the platform used. And then we must propose a solution, a simple solution, available with one click. That is, with one click, you may have a description of the solution, and then we can propose how to attract the attention of young people, make them believe that there is a continuity to that, and then do all these things in the right format. church will always attract attention, such as mysticism, the life after death. I don't want to touch upon these subjects because these are not the priority for young people. I will speak about something different. What is in the secular point of view? What distinguishes these subjects is that they are always interesting. There is no over information, too much information. I care about how to find a job, become a superhero, and have the right relations to other humans. And we must show them that there is a solution to all these problems and take them out of the usual information circle they belong to. More than 50% of the young people do not work, do not have a job that matches their degree. 38 of them are not satisfied with their current job. Why are people dissatisfied with their lives? This starts from the family because the future of the children is discussed within the family before the end of high school. Before the university admission exams, the family decides what the child will do afterwards. Even when the desire of the parents matches the desire of young people, there may be problems. If they mismatch, then the children may be unhappy with the choice of the parents, or the parents will be dissatisfied with the choice of the child. So the question is, to what extent are parents and children ready to listen to each other? What is that brings happiness? Money, targets, prestige, acquaintances. The parents understand that this choice may not be correct, even when they tell a child that is talented in music to deal with something else, such as economics, for example. They will have a problem with their conscience because they want to have the sensation that they do the right thing. However, they are ready to listen. The question to pose is for the parents. What do you want your children to do when they grow up? What will make you happy in the future? We can show self-realization of the self. Are those that listen to their hearts that have success? Is that why the biographies of all successful people speak exactly about that? How can we approach young people to attract them to the church? Discussions within social networks where there are pupils, senior pupils, some interviews with successful people, webinars, even for parents, a telephone line, the participation to different events. Another question is who the superhero is. Mass culture gives birth to an epos. Reference is made to the life of successful people. The problem is that these idols, superheroes, are not only commercial, are not only ideology or politics oriented, but they are commercial. These behavior models are dictated by the big industries. For example, in films, we can see that there are some behavior standards that models that are provocative models. Young people say that they could possibly resist those models, but they can't really resist them because this also depends upon their social circle. So we must show that we must destroy this idol, show how this idol was at the beginning of the movie and how it ended up to be in the end. This magic and attractiveness can go away. I'm talking about these models and show where this superhero ended up. If it is something unethical, then the viewer can understand it. So the role of the church is the following. There are some general rules in life that we should follow. If we don't follow these rules, then this may lead to tragedy. And this is what happened in this film. Or show some positive standards. Today, church reacts only in some exceptional cases, and this is negative. If we have a continuous presence, then the young people will get used to the comments of the church and will get used to listening to the stances of the church. And thus, there will be a service that could be a guide, a culture guide. And then is love. This is the third topic. In Russia, Russia ranks first in divorces. According to statistical data, half of the marriages break in Russia. Many young people prefer living with their parents. From 20 to 23 years old, 62%, and from 39 to 45 years old, 27% live with their parents. Young people are more directed to the sensual satisfaction and not to the creation of a family. Traditional values have become obsolete, and young people feel more lost. And their motive are their instincts and not their real feelings. So they take the advice of their parents and they don't accept the advice of their parents, but of their of the young people of the same age. Is this the real love? And the church can show you that only real love can make you happy. And there are different ways to check that. This can be done by the church through specific questionnaires, checklists, so that people can draw information and we can also add to whom they must address to take a piece of advice, and the right reference is the church. What people fear is that they are not modern enough, and the church seems to be something obsolete to them. They can't see the church as a place that can help them because the young people try to find solutions, and the church may change this perception of theirs. Because how can you be modern and orthodox at the same time? And orthodoxy also teaches you how to become happy and live in the right way. So there are certain advantages to that. I think this is a very attractive image for the church. Thank you very much for your attention.